Good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Morning Heart Devotion. To start off, let's offer a greeting about our Heavenly Parents and true parents. 전진 참부모님께 경배. 바로. And now to lead us through the family pledge, I'd like to invite up Reverend Milhan Stevens.
가정맹세 1. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조의 상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 중심, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과皇족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조의 상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 자녀국 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상 천국과 천상 천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Thank you, Reverend Milhan Stevens. And now to open us up in prayer, I'd like to call on Rodney Edwards. Rodney Edwards.
Morning, everyone. Everyone, please. Good morning, Dr. Yong. Join me in prayer, please. Dearest, most beloved Heavenly Parent, come before you this morning, truly more conscious and more aware of your situation, Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent, how have you been able to maintain your sanity for all the incredibly terrible things your children have done to one another and to you, Heavenly Parent? How have you been able to continue through all the difficult times of history when great central figures were not able to fulfill their responsibilities, Heavenly Parent? How were you able to hold on, Heavenly Parent? Never lost hope in your children, no matter how lost they were, Heavenly Parent. This is truly the power of your true love, Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent, our desire is for us to be able to be more of a better instrument for you to use, Heavenly Parent, to bring the antidote to the insanity and to the misunderstanding that your children have about you, Heavenly Parent. So they be able to have their eyes open and they can understand, Heavenly Parent, that you are alive, Heavenly Parent. You're not dead, you are alive. Your desire is to live fully and completely with the hearts and minds of each and every one of your children. Your desire, Heavenly Parent, is for your children to be able to live a life full of joy and happiness and completeness, Heavenly Parent, with you, Heavenly Parent. Your desire is to see this whole world change and transform from this hell on earth to the kingdom on earth. We pray, Heavenly Parent, that we be able to be better instruments for you to use help to bring this transformation about, beginning with ourselves, Heavenly Parent. And we could truly see from your point of view, Heavenly Parent. And we could love, forgive those who offend us, Heavenly Parent. Don't hold the grudges or resentment in our hearts, Heavenly Parent. But allow your divine spirit to guide us, Heavenly Parent. We embrace each other, cherish each other, know the divine value of each and every human being, how much you love each person. Despite the mistakes that we make, you still love us, Heavenly Parent. You're still investing in us. So I desire, Heavenly Parent, so that it will truly be a new day, a new transformation with the hearts and minds and souls of each and every of your children, Heavenly Parent. They can understand for the first time what life is truly all about. Life is meant to be lived in joy and happiness and completeness. So I pray, Heavenly Parent, that each day would help bring this about, Heavenly Parent, within our communities, within our schools, where we may be, Heavenly Parent. We pray we can be the ones to bring hope, new hope, Heavenly Parent, into the lives of our precious brothers and sisters. Many times are still ignorant that you even exist, Heavenly Parent. We pray you can live more fully within us, Heavenly Parent. May your love can flow more fully through us to anoint and touch and bless the lives of others around us, Heavenly Parent. Truly desire, Heavenly Parent, to fulfill our responsibility as children of your piety, Heavenly Parent. Be faithful to you, Heavenly Parent. Make you the number one priority in our life, Heavenly Parent. Let each and every day become more sensitive about you, Heavenly Parent. Begin the day with you in our mind, you in our heart, Heavenly Parent. How can we bring you more comfort this day? How can we bring you more joy this day? How can we bring you more hope this day, Heavenly Parent? We want to return back to you all that you've given to us. We're in office prayer to this time. Names all those who are assembled here. And names Rodney and Susan and with blessed central couple. I offer this prayer. Adieu.
Adieu. Adieu. Uncle Rodney, thank you for opening us up with such a beautiful, beautiful, powerful prayer. And with that, we're actually going to go into our gratitude sharing. So let's just take a moment to think about what we're grateful for this morning. Some of you might take out your Hyojung diaries or notebooks. Just take that out and discuss with each other what you're grateful for this morning. We'll be back in about 7 minutes. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a great sharing with whoever you were paired up with in your breakout. I had a great discussion with Debbie Scott and Denhee Ryu. First, I'd like to invite up Debbie to share with us her gratitude points this morning.
Oh, thank you, Esther. It's so nice to see you back again.
Good to see you.
I'm grateful that in Washington, D.C., we have a lot of support for raising up spiritual children. So today there's the CARP Center is having a Divine Principle workshop for the younger people. And then at the Washington Times, for those of us a little bit older, they're holding a great workshop. And shout out to Robert Abendroth, who hosts these and organizes these Divine Principle seminars twice a month at the Washington Times. Thank you, Robert. So, I'm excited. I've got some guests who are scheduled to come today. And last night, 2 of them called to cancel out. And so, it's like wrestling with the archangel and the fallen one and trying to, this child is God's. You can't have him, And so listening, this came up. Oh, so you can't come because that. Oh, that's no problem. I'll pick you up early and we'll take care of this little issue that you have. And then we'll drive and we'll be able to get there on time. It's no problem. I can do that. And I don't want to put you out. Oh, no, you're not putting me out. I'd rather do that than have you not come, So working out that. And so hopefully they're all still coming. And I'm really excited because tomorrow, Don Mikowski, top lecturer, he is going to be giving the Coming of the Messiah lecture. We started our lecture series with him the first week of January, and every single week these guests have been coming. And so tomorrow they're going to hear the conclusion. And so, I'm very, all of us who are spiritual parents of the guests who are coming, we're very prayerfully preparing for this. It's very exciting. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Aunt Debbie. That sounds exciting. Exciting. Good luck to all of you who are attending the workshop, the Divine Principle workshop at the Washington Times today. Next, actually, I'd like to call on from Quebec, Denhee Ryu, to share with us his gratitude points this morning.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I was saying this morning, my language is a little difficult to speak in English, but most of the time I not join the breakout because of this. So nevertheless, I just want to say I'm grateful to all of you that joined so early with True Parents. And then, like I said, even though I'm about your age, I didn't join not so long ago in 1988. And then I recognized that, you needed a lot of strength and faith to join in the early 70s and 80s. So this is great to see you, and you can join every morning within the breakout room. So most of the time I just skip the part. So, and I also grateful for True Parents because I got a spouse and a family. Even though we're not perfect, we're still together. And thank you for all the team that is controlling the morning devotion technical aspect too. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you, Denny. Thank you for sharing. It's my first time seeing you too, so just happy to meet someone new, and you're now in the history of morning devotion. So congratulations. Thank you for sharing. And with that, we're actually going to go straight into our main message today. You may have noticed Dr. Yong is not here presently because he is traveling to Los Angeles, but as usual, he spent extra time recording. So let's welcome up Dr. Chunshik Yong.
안녕하세요. Good morning. My dear brothers and sisters, clergy and ambassador for peace, 안녕하십니까? Today I will go, tomorrow, I will go to the Los Angeles seminar for 3 days from today. So I end up recording morning devotion. I ask for your understanding. Today, I'd like to talk about the path of life for all humankind from True Mother's Anthology, Volume 2. Let's study.
The path of life for all humankind. On the day that the hearts of men and women can take hold of God's true love, we will be inspired to sing and dance for tens of thousands of years. The state of intoxication with God's true love is so wonderful. Alcohol or drugs pale to nothingness in comparison. A person can call on any being under heaven and it will respond. Just the sight of water flowing in a river will inspire us to sing for 1,000 years. In heaven, even a simple whisper will convey unfathomable tenderness. Everything will have been accomplished, so there will be no need for treasures of gold or anything like that. From this perspective, the value of human beings is that we are in the position of owners who can commune with the universe through true love and feel the sensations of love. Fulfilling this is the path of life that humanity travels. Until now, people have known relatively little about the spirit world. It is a world where people are recognized depending on how closely they followed God's principle of existence, the principle of living for the sake of others. A world built on this content is the ideal kingdom of heaven. This is the original homeland for which all humankind searches. Today, we live as fallen people who have been expelled from our homeland. So it is our destiny to return there. However, we cannot do this on our own. God has worked through history to resolve this problem by establishing numerous religions in accordance with the different cultural backgrounds, respecting the customs and traditions of various nations. God has done this so that human beings would have a path to find their way back. Religion is the training ground where we can cultivate the qualifications that enable us to return to our homeland. In accordance with the cultural background of each region, God is guiding us toward one united world religion that can advance us to higher ground.
Yeah, thank you. One more.
Since religion is supposed to lead us to this homeland, it has to teach us how to live for others. The more advanced a religion is, the more it emphasizes the principle of living for others with humility and modesty. Religion teaches us to exalt all people and to live for others in service and sacrifice. Let us make the new millennium an age of true peace and true ideals, in which people will practice the way of true love. I hope we will recover the value of true original human beings, establish true families, and live for others eternally, centering on God and true parents. May your families and country be filled with an ever-increasing abundance of God's love and blessings. Thank you very much.
Yes. When the heart of a man and woman can take a hold of God's true love, we will be inspired to sing and dance for tens of thousands of years. Wow, what kind of the world it is. The state of intoxication with God's true love is so wonderful. Alcohol or drugs are pale to nothingness in comparison. Just the sight of the water flowing in a river will inspire us to sing for 1,000 years. In heaven, even a simple whisper will convey unfathomable tenderness. Everything will have been accomplished. So there will be no need for treasures of gold or about that, anything like that. The world that occupies true love is unimaginably beautiful and mystical world like this. So compared to this, how is the level of our love today? What kind of the quality of love do you have? Your love, how much it can really influence people. When we think about this, we realize how much of a miserable position we fell to due to the human fall. That's why all religions cannot but teach us to live for the sake of others. Therefore, the higher the religion, the more they emphasize the principle that we must live for the sake of others and teach us to be meek and humble. They teach people to stand in a position that exalts all people and sacrifice for and serve them. But the important thing is that it does not just end life simply living for the sake of others and being meek and humble. Still, that is not enough. But all of mankind must find true original value centered on God, true parents, and create true blessed families that are one with the parents of heaven and earth. Everybody need to receive blessing. Everybody have to be blessed families, not just only live for the sake of others. Need to change blood lineage, right? Therefore, centered on God and true parents, we must welcome the era of the true peace and the true ideal of heaven in which we eternally live for the sake of others and practice the way of true love. Very beautiful guidance given by our true mother. Living divine principle, the reason God did not intervene in the fall of the first human ancestors. Let's study EDP.
The reason God did not intervene in the fall of the first human ancestors, God, being omniscient and omnipotent, must have known about the deviant acts of the first human ancestors, which were leading to their fall. Why then did God not intervene to prevent the fall? To make human beings the lords of creation. If God were to intervene in the lives of human beings who are still in the state of immaturity, they would be unable to fulfill their responsibilities and acquire God's creative nature, failing to qualify as rulers of all things. Consequently, it was in order to bless human beings as the lords of creation that God did not interfere in the falling acts of immature human beings.
Yeah. Also, all the tears God shed for us became an endless sea. Let's read.
There was a reason that God couldn't interfere with the fall of human beings. You have to know his heart. It is quite difficult to understand the reason God didn't intervene in the fall of human beings theoretically. Furthermore, it is much more difficult to understand it at heart. However, your heart will not be united with the heart of God unless you experience the anxious heart that God couldn't intervene in the fall of human beings, even though he was watching people were walking the eternal path of death.
From such a viewpoint, fallen people are like undutiful children, unfilial children before God. If those children who are supposed to work hard for their own responsibilities and succeed, make their parents be worried and sigh by their dissipated and irresponsible actions, they would be fallen people like undutiful children. Therefore, by understanding the reason God did not intervene in the fall of human beings clearly, we have to live a life of faith that we can offer happiness and honor without hurting deeply the heart of God. Today's youth ministry, heaven works according to our mindset. Let's study.
What should we focus our life on? As we usher in the era of Chanukuk, what should we focus our life on? We must know that now is the age of attendance. It is no longer the age of faith. Now, it is not the age when we believe in God, but the age when our minds find peace by attending God 24 hours a day. It is the age in which we find peace by first attending God internally in our hearts, and then by attending each other as we attend God through human relationships. Until now, fallen human beings have lived without knowing who the subject partner of attendance is. But true parents came to this earth representing God, manifesting as the subject partner of love, and showed us a life of attending God. True parents are the messiahs of love who came as the subject partners of love and resurrected our original hearts. True parents are the ones who activated our long worried and barren hearts like a gushing spring. That is why it even teaches us in the family pledge that we are to become filial sons and daughters who attend God and true parents.
Yeah. As we usher in the era of the Chanilgu, what should we focus our life on? We must know that now is the age of attendance, right? It is no longer the age of faith. In the age of the attendance, we need to live placing emphasis on Hyojung, the filial heart. It is now age in which we find peace when we attend God in our heart 24 hours a day while living together with Him. It is an age when we attend peace by first attending God within ourselves. And through the such lifestyle and experience, next horizontally in all human relationship, we serve each other just as we serve God. What is the great things about true parents? True parents came to this earth and directly showed us and practice how to live attending the invisible God. And through their own lives, true parents show the invisible God as the visible God. This is really amazing. Really, our true parents are really amazing. Our true Father describes so well who God is. What kind of a character does He have, right? And He also talking about the relationship between God and human being, inseparable relationship. Wow, I really admire throughout the human history any saints and sages who really teach God in such detail and describe so well. And then He, through parents, show us how to attend God, even though He's invisible God. He knows how to attend God. It is really, truly incredible. Also, Jesus also showed that kind of example. Just as Jesus said, he who has seen me has seen the Father. How can you say, show the Father? True parents have directly shown us God through their lives. It is really, really beautiful. That's why seeing true Father, like seeing God, seeing true Mother, like seeing and God. True parents are the Messiah of love, who came as the subject partner of love and resurrected our original heart. True parents are the ones who taught us how to activate our long worried and barren hearts like, gushing spring. That's why in my life, I'm really grateful our true Father, true Mother most. Why? If I do not know principle, if I do not know true parents, I do not know who God is. Right? I'm really grateful to true parents because He taught me who is God. He taught me God's sorrowful heart. He taught me what's the human fall. Not just only teaching and teaching and teaching divine principle. He saved me through blessing. And He gave me my wife. He gave me my 3 children. He gave me already 5, grandchildren. I don't know how can I pay back. It is really incredible. Your parents show me how to attend God. That's why I'm telling you that true parents is the parents of the parents. He is a teacher among teachers. He's the owner of among all owners. That's why surely He must be the Messiah. Incredible. How much do you appreciate true parents? Next.
Serve others with the heart of serving true parents. The reason fallen people have suffered worries and mental pain until now is because they have become unfilial children who left God. Therefore, the way we must go is to become filial sons and daughters who attend God and true parents. Then all problems will be resolved. The Bible tells us to be humble and consider others better than ourselves. Then our minds will be in peace. Do not be arrogant. Do not assert ourselves. This is how the Bible has shown fallen man the spirit of attendance through many lessons. What kind of attitude do we need to have first? It is the attitude of serving true parents. If I serve others with the heart of serving true parents, fulfill my own responsibilities well, do not have resentment and complaints against others, but just silently do my own work, then God will lead me.
Yeah. Just like the prodigal son in the Bible, unfilial children who leave their parents suffer, severe mental pain. As a child, the more you keep away from your parents, nothing in life gets resolved, and you always get stuck in something, and misfortune will come to you. Any misfortune, that kind of, the problems actually originally come from where? Originally come from unfilial piety. All misfortune come from unfilial piety. That's why I'm saying that as your child, the more you keep away from your parents, nothing in life gets resolved. And you always get stuck in something, don't know what's going on, what's wrong with me, what happened to me, what this kind of misfortune come to me. Actually, everything comes from unfilial heart, unfilial piety. The reason fallen people have suffered worries and mental pain until now is because they have become unfilial children who left God. Therefore, the way we must go is to become filial sons and filial daughters who attend God and true parents. Therefore, if we have the filial heart towards heaven, all problems will be resolved. Again, if we have a filial heart toward heaven, all problems will be resolved. If we have a heart of the filial piety that serves heaven, those results will immediately appear even horizontally in human relationships. The Bible tells us to be humble and consider others better than ourselves. Then our minds will be in peace. Do not be arrogant. Do not assert ourselves. This is how the Bible has shown fallen men the spirit of attendance through many lessons. What kind of the attitude do we need to have first? It is the attitude of the serving true parent, serving God. If I serve others with the heart of the serving true parents and heavenly parents, fulfill my own responsibilities well and do not have resentment and complain against others, but just silently do my own work, then God will lead me. When I stay with Reverend Yohani, his one thing is continuously emphasizing that as long as you keep filial heart, and based on this attitude, God handles everything. That's why as a human being, as a children of God, most important thing is you need to keep the attitude of the filial heart. I try to serve him, try to attend him. As long as you keep that kind of filial heart and filial attitude, God does everything. However, fallen man doesn't have this kind of filial heart. Always rebel and against and oppose and, this fallen nature, easily rebellious, right? Easily complain, no vertical alignment, no vertical heart, which is a filial heart. Next.
Heaven works according to our mindset. Our mindset is important. It means that if our attitude is to cherish and maintain the mind to serve heaven, heaven will automatically guide us. In other words, God works and guides us according to our mindset. Therefore, many believers come to realize through experience that as long as we do not destroy our heart of attending heaven, the spirit world will take responsibility and guide us. If I cherish the word and try to put it into practice with the heart of serving, God is bound to teach me and guide me in detail. The only thing you need to be careful of is that no matter what the situation, do not imitate others, do not complain, and do not feel like it is unfair, even if you experience unjust things.
Yeah. In our life of faith, the things that is more important than anything else is our mindset. When have you experienced God and guiding you? When you have a heart of the filial heart, filial piety that cherishes and attends heaven, anyone can experience God guiding them. So as long as you have the filial heart, filial piety, God directly intervene you. This is amazing experience. I always have this kind of experience. Truly love God, truly serving God, truly attending God. As long as I keep that kind of filial heart, and God give me incredible inspiration. Whenever I ask something, He always giving me answer. And then giving me direction, go this way, go that way, don't go that way. Try as long as, now is the era of the filial piety, filial heart, attendance, right? As long as you have that kind of the heart of the attendance, heart of the shoja, God directly intervene you. Now, this is a really different time. In the past, just only believe, era of the faith after Jesus. Now, different time. As long as you have a heart of the filial heart and filial piety, God directly intervene you. When God looks at us, He looks at our mindset, the attitude of our heart, attitude of our shojang. As long as we do not destroy our heart that always try to attain heaven vertically, the spirit world will take responsibility and guide us. In this way, the mindset of the shojang can bring about amazing miracles, nothing impossible. Not just only belief, not just only faith. 효정, nothing impossible. 효정 can create amazing miracles, incredible miracles. This is the power of the 효정. Now is the era of the 효정, my brothers and sisters. If we just have the heart of the 효정, God will definitely intervene. If we really try to attend God and from bottom of our heart with a longing heart, the spirit world cannot help but assist you, assist us. Therefore, each time we face horizontal circumstances, do not destroy the heart of the 효정 toward the center. And no matter what the situation, do not imitate others, do not complain, and do not feel like it is unfair, even if you experience unjust things. My brothers and sisters, God is working according to attitude. What kind of attitude? Attitude of 효정. You have a 효정, and then God feels that you are my filial son. Okay? Your belonging is my belonging. My belonging is your belonging. Your thought is my thought. My thought is your thought. 효정 really create incredible miracles. That's the power of 효정. God is working according to our mindset. Okay, next one.
The spirit world guides us with our dreams. If anyone thinks that something is unfair, darkness enters their hearts. If you are moved by the word and put it into practice, the spirit world will surely praise you. Or you will bathe in clear water, or you will dream of being happy in a flower garden. If you are moved by the word and rejoice, you will see yourself in a dream jumping and playing with joy with a liberated heart in a natural garden. Seeing dirty or muddy water in a dream or falling into a flood foreshadows that you will go the wrong way when you are persecuted by your opponent. Do you know how much the spirit world cares about us? They warn you through dreams, fearing that you will be disappointed if you are suddenly persecuted.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey.
In the age of the providence of restoration, the spirit will guide you through dreams. The one who guides us before we face difficulties or great trials is the spirit world. And after we do good things, the spirit world cheers us up with joy, giving praises such as, "You did well," or "You used your beautiful heart well," is because the Holy Spirit who cooperates with us guides us. So, during the course of the providence of restoration, the spirit world appears and guides and testifies to many fallen people on the path of goodness. There was a time when a devout Christian believer cried and prayed, asking why the Lord of the second coming did not come to this earth. Then one day in the spirit world, the Spirit said to him, "Go and visit Champadong and go and visit Bomildong," leading him to meet true parents.
Yeah, really amazing. We usually live a good life of faith. However, when we face unfair things, we feel resentful towards the other person, right? Whether you did well or not, when you something in unfair, darkness will enter your heart. In life of faith, when we trial and test comes, you must overcome them well. On the contrary, if you are moved by the word and put it into practice, the spirit world will surely praise you, or you will bath in clear water, or you will dream of being happy in a flower garden, seeing dirty or muddy water in a dream, or falling into a flood, for shadows that you might be shocked when you are persecuted by your opponent. So the spirit world shows you beforehand. God always cares about each one of us. And through the spirit world, he shows us approaching things beforehand through dreams and guide us to have the right mindset. The one who guides us before we face difficulties or great trial is the spirit world. And after we do good things, the spirit world cheers us and up with joy. Therefore, in our life of faith, my brothers and sisters, we always need to practice a life of directly receiving guidance through the spirit world like this. When we live sincerely, God will definitely intervene and guide us. Today we learn many things, right? I think one of the important things is the attitude of our mindset. God is working through our attitude of the mindset, especially attitude of Hyojong. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Young. Thank you. Hyojong. Hyojong. That's right. We're always coming back to that word, Hyojong, not just to, to God, to true parents, but to each other, to our brothers and sisters as well. That's my key takeaway from today. And now we're going to go on to our living testimony. This week, we're still in Subregion 2. It might be actually the last day for Subregion 2. And we'll be hearing from our co-HTM coordinator, Reverend Matthew Goldberg, sharing on his experience in Las Vegas. So I'd like to welcome up Reverend Goldberg.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Good. Now, let's see if I can find my slides. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay,
just need
good.
Yeah.
Slideshow. Right. So my journey to attend the Chung Shim One began when Reverend Chung came to Washington, D.C. and gave a very moving and stirring explanation of how we can connect with God more deeply by coming to Las Vegas and staying at the house that true parents stayed at in Las Vegas. And I remember that house because I've been there a few times when Father was still alive, and attended Father and Mother in that house directly. Actually, I had a few interesting words of exchange with Father, in which he both praised me and scolded me, which is typical. Anyway, I just have very fond memories of the house and the experiences with true parents. And the minute I set foot inside the house, I actually heard a voice, I believe the voice of God, that said, "Welcome home." It was Father actually saying, "You're home. This is your home. You're welcome here." And that was just a powerful experience that struck my heart. I was very grateful to be home. And also the compound, I guess you could call it. It's a walled compound, gated area. And the house has been insulated. It's been modified a bit so that you can have prayers at any degree you want. You can pray very loud and the neighbors won't hear you. Nobody will call the police or anything like that. So anyway, it's beautiful. And this is just a picture I took at night because there was a full moon. And you can definitely experience the God of day and the God of night at this place. So I would urge you and encourage you to go. The accommodations are wonderful. Here's a picture of the brothers' accommodations. You can see they're, lavish accommodations here with plush beds and European-style comforters on the beds and an extra blanket in case you get cold. It was really quite comfortable. And here I met my brother from another mother, Serge Brousseau. And people have commented that Serge and I look a lot alike. Serge is from Canada. I'm from Maryland. But it was really nice to meet people that I had only seen on the screen before. So Serge and I became good friends. And we shared a lot about the experience together. So this is one of the high points of the experience, I think, that you can have, is you meet brothers and sisters that you might not know, you might not have seen for a long time, or brand new. And that's exciting. Andy Compton, among others, gave lectures. Also, I'm so bad with names. I think it was Kambashi. it gave some really deep history of father lectures. I didn't get too many pictures of him. But Andy Compton talked about our physical life and our spiritual life. And he's just very relatable. And all of the lectures and all of the presentations were relatable. There was a lot of opportunity for Q&A, interaction. Sometimes Mr. Ota would gather everybody in a circle. So it's not your typical traditional old-fashioned divine principle, sitting in rows all the time. And it's just a little more flexible and more relaxed, which I truly appreciate. So there was a lot to learn there. Tom McDevitt attended. He got the inspiration suddenly that he just needed to come. And so it was really good to relate to Tom just as a brother. We've known each other for a long, long time. And I think you can see a picture of Tanya Edwards there from the side. And this is the prayer room, which has been arranged really beautifully. It's a model of the prayer room that in the big hall, the prayer hall at Chungpyeong in Korea. And it's a spacious enough prayer room to hold 30 or 40 people. And by the way, we had 40 people, I believe, or maybe a little more than 40. And this was the largest workshop. It was the third, I believe, they've had since they opened the Chungcheon in Las Vegas. And this was the largest one. So there's a very full feeling of a lot of people being there. And in this prayer room, we had many opportunities for prayer. What I learned while I was there, one thing I think it's really important is resonance prayer. And I always had some difficulty with unison prayer because I'm a kind of a private prayer person. I go out in nature and I feel God immediately. And, it's a very personal thing for me. But this idea of resonance prayers, some people call it shouting prayer, but it's really different than just yelling. And that's what I discovered. Reverend Chong especially demonstrates this level. And I think Bishop Kim also, when they pray, they really pray with all their heart. And it's possible to pray loud. And the idea is that by having this resonance of heart, where you really are calling out and longing for God, it cuts through the layers of negativity that often surround us like clouds. And so you resonate with the higher spiritual world, like a tuning fork. And I think that's an important thing to gain. It's something I learned. I had to open my mind to it. And the first time I really broke through with it, I just, fell to my knees and just wept the way I did when I first came to God before joining our church. I really had an honest heart-to-heart communication with God on a different level than the usual go for a walk in nature. And to me, that was very significant. It opened the door for repentance. The other thing I learned or was reminded of is that the spiritual world is more real than the physical world. And some of you that have dreams frequently, can attest to that. But one reason the spirit world is more real is that it's eternal. In our physical world, we only last about, 80 to 100 years if we're lucky. And there are many other things that I learned there, but I cannot tell you now. We all graduated. By the way, the reason I say I cannot tell you now is I want to encourage you to go and find out for yourself. You'll have your own lessons that you'll learn. God shared some things with me that I think I still need to keep to myself until I accomplish them. So I don't want to say too much. But it's a place where you can learn what God's will is for you. I went with a lot of confusion in my mind, and Reverend Sean spent time with me doing the Ansu on my head and explained that it's really important to get rid of evil spirits that are interfering with our clear thinking. So anyway, we graduated. We got a certificate. Here's Bishop Kim. That fellow in the middle there on the left-hand picture is Brian O'Connor. And the amazing thing about Brian O'Connor is that, I sat down with him at lunch one day. And I saw this guy that he looked vaguely familiar. And I said, "So what's your name?" He said, "Brian." And it was kind of not a very communicative guy. And so I'm thinking, okay, Brian. So my name is Matthew Goldberg. And he looks and says, "You're not Matthew Goldberg." I said, "Yeah, I am." He said, "You're not Matthew Goldberg. Matthew Goldberg taught me my first 21-day workshop in Seattle at Whidbey Island." And so I realized that I had known this guy years and years ago. And when Glennis Klaus witnessed him and brought him to our movement, I did, in fact, give him the 21-day lecture. So it was great to see him there. And I didn't even know what had happened to him, but I was so happy that he was still with us. He has a family, lives in Salt Lake City, Utah. And here's Marie Curie's mother on the right, graduate. So she is a really great sister, constantly serving people. So the fellow at the podium there was one of our lecturers. Sorry, his name escapes me right now. He's from Africa, really great brother. And that, is about it. So thank you very much for listening. Please go to Chung Shim Wan, a 7-day workshop in Las Vegas. The next one is coming up in April, I understand. And if you have any questions you'd like to ask about it, I could answer them, things like transportation. We found if you schedule early enough, you can get a pretty cheap flight. I think it was about $200 one way and a little more the other way. Go directly with the airlines. Don't mess around with these bundlers because they mess things up like Expedia and whatchamacallit. Anyway, you can call me if you want to and ask questions, but I just encourage you to go. And thanks very much for listening. I hope this has been helpful. God bless you all. Have a great day.
Thank you, Reverend Goldberg. That was very clear. Really appreciate just your clarity and in sharing your experiences and also not sharing what you feel you weren't ready to. Also just the detail of, even the exquisite accommodations that are made available at the workshop. Thank you so much for sharing. Zagri said the African brother's name is Andy Saba from Zambia. All right, so you heard morning devotion, you heard the living testimony, and now it's our turn to share with whoever you end up with in your breakout or yourself if you're going to stay put and reflect. So we're going to take the next 7 minutes. Please share whatever is in your mind and heart, and we'll be back here to share with everyone else. We'll see you all soon. All right, welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a great check-in, or not check-in, but sharing with whoever you were paired up with in your breakouts. I had a great sharing with George Howe and Kenji-san. So first, I'd like to invite up George. George Howe, if you could please unmute and share with us your reflection from today's morning devotion.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I think key point for me was just the significance of the value of Hyojung. I've heard, like, way back when Father talks about how when we really know God, then we can all problems can be solved. And just hearing it today, it's just it's interesting. You hear the same words over and over a long time, but they start to get more and more defined, I guess, as we grow into them, So I really appreciate that area. And also just the element of just overcoming fallen nature, and really we can become real people. This is the way to do it. I've been watching by YouTube for a long time, and I was connected for Zoom for a while, but I've just recently, as about 2 days ago, I really connected with Dr. Young's words, and I'm just planning to basically be here from now on. It's a big statement because I'm saying it in front of all of you. So anyway, thank you. Thanks, Dr. Young.
Welcome, George. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Next, I'd like to call on Kenji Wokawa from our Queens community.
Okay, good. Yeah, the Hyojun. This is very much new. After, yes, when we have a Hyojun, and God does everything. God, we can really connect to God. Then after, this is really amazing things, and then just after study, and then just remember how the way used to be. When I joined the church, we meet, we study about true parents, and then I could connect true parents the way, like how we respect our emperors. Emperor is, our respected, like almost like parent figure, but more like a king. Like during World War II, people die for the sake of emperor, but not really like my dad or my mom, not that kind of realm. And then, true parents, had a many, the way they have a very unique way of dealing us with our own son and daughter, even though some are father disciples older than father, or different nationalities, when he speak, that in Belvedere, he stand them up and sometimes put in the cheeks and hug, and sometimes take everybody to McDonald's. And also that mother, also that I really appreciate mother take second generation. It's like almost like grandma. This really closely bring them to embracing. So this is really that a wonderful thing. And then it's a quickest path. And then I really still, my Hyojun is totally not enough in practice level, but it was so, great, to study again. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kenji-san. It's always a deeper meaning whenever we listen to the word Hyojung. I remember when I first heard it many years back, and now it's just completely different. It's like much more elevated. Yeah, thank you, Kenji-san. All right, so now we're going to go on to our announcements. Announcements is an exciting part of morning devotion. If you are inspired, feel free to invite people to join in on the morning devotion experience. And the website is what? It's edu.familyfed.org. That's what you can share. And then everything morning devotion related is stored there. And also, if you would like to donate, you can support morning devotion by clicking the link in the description of your YouTube or Facebook, or in the Zoom room if you are here as well. And also, if you would like to offer the opening prayer or the musical offering, just contact Tal at tzorer@unification.org. And because most of you know that tomorrow is the first day to begin the special grace condition, so just reminder, tomorrow is the first day to begin the special grace 40-day condition. Actually, if you're interested, Subregion 1 is hosting an info session on special grace today at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. EDT. You can just go to the YouTube, pause it to be able to get the meeting ID if you'd like. But Andrea Kuhn is going to be speaking on and explaining a little bit more about special grace if you would like to learn more. That's today, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. All right, and with that, we're actually going to jump straight into our musical offering, and it seems like it's going to be an exciting one. We have a group of leaders who are currently at the Subregion 2 Leaders Retreat. I'd like to invite up Dr. Ashil Akalate, the Subregion 2 Director, to introduce them.
All right. Yes. Thank you, Respect. Good morning, Dr. Yong. Good morning, brothers and sisters. We are here in Havelock, North Carolina, where the pastors here in Subregion 2 have gathered for the retreat. We came here to really unite with one another and really unite with our national vision and see how we can work together to really fulfill that vision and really unite with our beloved true mother and comfort her. So yesterday we got together. Our theme for this retreat is united into one. So we sang the holy song, United into One, all together. I want to offer that to you this morning. So hopefully you can enjoy. Thank you. Yes. Go ahead and turn the video on.
Good morning, Dr. Yong. Good morning, Morning Devotion family. We are Subregion 2 in the southeast of America. We are having a Subregion 2 Pastors Retreat here in Havelock, North Carolina, in the Church of Bishop Charles Dudley and Pastor Mary of Dudley, New Beginning Ministry of Faith. Our theme for this retreat is Unite into One. We are delighted to offer the song Unite into One this morning. Please enjoy.
of the world, unite, unite, let's unite into one. Bring about one nation united, all the people of the world, unite, unite, let's unite into one. Bring about one nation united, all the people of the world.
어머님 사랑합니다. Thank you.
Wow. That was amazing. That was amazing. So much energy, so much excitement for our Subregion 2 leadership. My goodness. We did ours in Subregion 1. We didn't get everyone shirts, so that's a good idea. Maybe next time we should get everyone some wonder what our color is. Orange shirts, maybe? Thank you so much, Dr. Ishii, for putting that together and offering it this morning from Subregion 2. That was no wonder I saw Kim Bembe and Izumi-san in the same room. It was like, it made sense. Like they're at a retreat right now. Now it makes sense. With that, actually, Kim Bembe, could you close out in prayer?
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Good morning, brothers and sisters. It was a surprise for me. Let us pray. Our most precious, beloved Heavenly Parents, we are so grateful today for talking to us straight in our hearts through Dr. Yong. We know, Father, that many times our hearts struggle for many external things, and this separates us in your right direction. But beloved Heavenly Parents, we learn today that if we can overcome our challenge and then separate with our fallen nature and put everything in your line, beloved Heavenly Parents, all the situation can change. Even our hearts can change, beloved Heavenly Parents. And we are so grateful today for Dr. Yong being here in America. Beloved Heavenly Parents, is raising us in an incredible way that spiritually we can grow and then we can change our vision. We can find many ways, beloved Heavenly Parents, to serve you with pure hearts, and then we can grow ourselves. Father God, now we have to do everything we can that your providence can survive, that all world can connect to our true mother today. And the message Dr. Yong gives today show us for some time our mind vacille, but we want to be in the center of the river, that where our mind cannot be influenced by negative thinking, by external condition of what we see around us, but we can stay straight with you. Father God, we pray that all your children around the world can connect the same way, that this world can change, while our true mother is desperate to see everything be accomplished in her life. We want to pray to you today, everything, in the name of all my brothers and sisters here in this morning devotion. In my own name, Kimbembe, and Edouard Koko, Blessed Central Family. Adieu.
Adieu. Thank you, Aunt Kimbembe, for closing us out with such a beautiful prayer. And that about wraps up today's morning devotion. Thank you all for joining us. We hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. See you all tomorrow, everyone. Bye-bye.